is guilt. Because most of us are riddled with it in sneaky little ways that we don't even know or acknowledge. I'm going to give you a personal story in a moment, but when I say guilt, I don't mean like, oh, I cheated on my boyfriend and I knew I shouldn't have done that and now I feel guilty for it. That's not really what I'm talking about. The flavor of guilt I'm talking about is, oh, I'm at work all day and I feel like I should be home with my kids. Oh, I'm with my kids all day and I feel like I should be at work working. Oh, I'm at the grocery store right now when I should be answering emails. Oh, I'm answering emails when I should be at the grocery store. Oh, I should be spending time with my fiance. Oh, I'm doing my artistic work. When you're doing the artistic work, oh, I should be paying my bills. Oh, when you're paying your bills, oh, I should be doing my creative work. Oh, I'm not meditating today. I should be meditating. When you're meditating, oh, I should be doing the dishes and cleaning my house. It's like this constant, endless cycle of guilt. And it can be debilitating and paralyzing. And in this way, when it's just sneakily happening, with basically every activity that you're engaged in, it's like this invisible shackles that is keeping you chained to mediocrity. I feel guilty because I booked this job, and I don't want to call my best friend and tell her that she didn't get it. I feel guilty because I'm making more money than my mom and dad. I feel guilty because I'm more successful than my sister. I feel guilty because I'm prettier than my best friend. I feel guilty because I know my light can shine brighter than the other people in this room, and I don't want them to feel bad about themselves. So let me just keep myself in mediocrity. Let me just keep myself safe. Let me just keep myself in the ever-repeating known. And you guys have heard me say this before, the ever-repeating known is the most dangerous place there is. We think that creation is scary. We think that stepping into the unknown is scary. What is scary is you keeping yourself shackled to mediocrity, you allowing guilt to be the thing that feels responsible. It feels adult. It is not. What if I were to tell you that guilt is a useless emotion? What if guilt were I won't say 100%, I'll say 99.9% useless emotion. Because the argument to that would be, well, if I didn't have any guilt, then I would just be a sociopath and I would just murder people and not care. I would just cheat on my boyfriend and not care. But if you're really using guilt as your safety net, if you're really using guilt as your parameters for how you want to conduct your life, I would say you might want to dig a little deeper and ask yourself what your real motivating forces are in life. I don't cheat on my fiance because I love and respect my fiance, not because of the guilt that I would feel if I did it. I come to work because I love my job and I love using my gifts to help other people, not because I would feel guilty if I didn't go to work. I don't murder people because I understand that if I murder someone else, that is in a way killing part of me. I understand that as I help others, I help myself, and as I hurt others, I hurt myself. So I don't do that because I don't want to hurt myself. It's really quite selfish. So this guilt thing, because it happens to all of us, okay? I am guilty of it. Not that funny. But I feel like this emotion of guilt is like this, it's like this kind of annoying friend. It's like this friend that we used to be friends with in middle school, and then they just kind of stuck around in our life through high school and then college. Now we're still friends with them, and we don't really break up with them as a friend because we feel guilty if we did it, but we don't really want them in our lives anymore, but it's just sort of a habit. That's what guilt is. It's a habit, and we're all really used to practicing it. I feel guilty that I'm not going to more auditions. I feel guilty that I'm not writing this book. I feel guilty when I go to acting class and I'm not using that money to pay my rent. I feel guilty when I don't spend enough time at home with my family. I feel guilty when I'm with my family that I'm not working. And it just becomes this never-ending cycle. So here's your homework. Here's my suggestion. When you start to find this guilt thing creeping up, just stop. Take a breath. Remind yourself, okay, I'm gonna remind myself that guilt is a useless emotion. I'm wasting my time and energy swimming around in this flavor. And then try this. Say to yourself, I give myself permission to be fully here and fully now. I choose to give myself permission to be fully right here, right now. And then what is there to be guilty about? If you don't have any visceral experience of what that feels like to truly give yourself permission to be fully here and fully now, I would recommend getting a meditation practice, and I would recommend doing it soon. If you have that thing, if you have a meditation practice and it's still creeping up, then when it starts to happen, settle down into your least excited state of awareness. Remind yourself that guilt is a useless emotion and give yourself permission to be fully here and fully now. You can also practice the 5 senses technique, the come to your senses, which is, take a breath, hear what you're hearing, feel what you're feeling, see what you're seeing, taste what you're tasting, smell what you're smelling. On each breath, move through a different one of your 5 senses. This will have the effect of jettisoning you into your right brain and into the right now. And if you can get into your right brain and the right now, the truth is you're fine. The truth is you're drowning in abundance. And the truth is there is nothing for you to feel guilty about. Because guess what? We're all doing the best that we can. You can also forgive yourself. You start feeling guilty, just forgive yourself for whatever it is that you're feeling guilty about. And then give yourself permission to be fully here and fully now. The end.
Bleeding sun star.